DHS Assistant Secretary for Public Affairs, Tricia McLaughlin. So, Tricia, I mean, Democrats, the legacy media, keep pushing this false narrative that Abrego Garcia is just an ordinary, completely innocent, non-gang affiliated Maryland father. He had gang tattoos on his hands, which the president showed. Why are Democrats focused on the wrong side of this case?
Mark, and those tattoos are just the tip of the iceberg. It is shocking to me that the Democrats and legacy media continues to burn to the ground any last shred of credibility that they have left. I will remind viewers that when this individual was first arrested in 2019, he was arrested among other members of MS-13 as well. He had drugs and rolls of money on him. He was decked out in MS-13 symbols. And then later on in his 2022 when he was pulled over by Tennessee Highway Patrol, he was driving 8 individuals on a 3-day journey from Texas to Maryland, allegedly. That 3-day journey, yet there was not a single piece of luggage. And also, Homeland Security investigation revealed yesterday that actually the car that Garcia was driving during that trip was owned by a convicted human trafficker. So anyone trying to paint this individual, this illegal alien, this terrorist, and this gang member as an innocent man is just lying straight to your face.
Yeah, and the Democrats keep saying, show us the evidence. You just listed a laundry list of evidence. And yeah, you mentioned him in the car with 8 other people traveling from Texas to Maryland with no luggage. Not one single item of luggage. If it looks like a duck, quacks like a duck, I'd say it's a duck. Do you think Democrats ever come around on this issue, or are we going to continue to see more and more of them traveling to El Salvador?
I think we're going to see more and more of them travel to El Salvador, but that's at their own political peril. This is an issue we want to keep talking about because Americans should know that there are members of MS-13, there's members of Tren de Aragua, there are terrorists in this country that were unleashed under Joe Biden and the previous administration, and we are working every day to get them out and off of U.S. soil. And if we have activist judges and Democrats who want them back, that tells you exactly who they are.
Yeah, no, exactly right.
Yeah, so Tricia, so let me play devil's advocate here. They're arguing now, they're playing the whole due process side. Why not just bring him back, arrest him at the border the second he steps off the plane, and take him somewhere and deport him to, say, Chile, as far away from the U.S. as possible? You wouldn't be violating the judge's ruling because he's not in El Salvador.
Well, Mark, I'm going to leave the legalese to the DOJ, but I will say this individual has had due process. He had final deportation orders going back to 2019, as well with terrorists and other of these gang members. We have a separate operational law enforcement sensitive due process as well. We are fully abiding by the U.S. Constitution. That's what we do in the Trump administration each and every day, and will continue to do.
So I want to ask you about this. So Abrego Garcia's wife, moving into a safe house, essentially, after the Department of Homeland Security, she says, uploaded the publicly accessible protective order where her address was listed. Now she's telling the Washington Post she fears for her life. Tricia, these files, they were always available to the public. What do you make of her penning the department?
Yeah, these were publicly accessible documents. It wasn't just the Department of Homeland Security who had them. It's any member of the American public can go out to a courthouse and get these documents. So to try and lay that at our feet is just inaccurate. But I think it's important to, point to her credibility a number of times, including the fact that in her own written testimony, she said she feared her husband. She said that he abused her, that he ripped off her shirt, that he slapped her, that he was scratching her, that she was trying to take her children away. And now that she's pushing this sob story that they had a wonderful relationship, that they never fought. I think most couples fight. So I unfortunately think that this woman is burning down her own credibility as well.
All right, Tricia McLaughlin, this is not going to go away, I have a feeling. Thanks for joining us this morning.
Thank
you. Information. Truth is freedom. Is Newsmax. It's real news for real people.